Hello guys again. So yesterday I actually made a little rally English video about how to make a menu, and I talked about how to transfer the files. So today I actually came to the warehouse because here I actually have, tada, a disk drive unit, or the super expander if you wish. And yeah, it turned out, however, that this device is not in very good working order. I tested it quite a few times and I couldn't get all the or both of the drives working. So what I did now is that now this drive that is normally the drive 1 is actually drive 2, and this drive 2 is drive 1. I did it by swapping the dips, because then we can actually at least boot from somewhere, and or at least we are supposed to be able to do that. And instead of transferring files now, I actually will show you how to make backup of the disks. So I found few disks that we have here. Here is a Spring 87. That this disk has actually the local microLED computer club software in it. And what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to try to take a backup if the drive works and the floppy works. And let's see how this backup system works. So anyway, we have to start by inserting the disks and then powering up the computer, and let's see, it makes some noise and we should be getting to disk basic, and indeed we are getting to disk basic. So yes, oh sorry, my finger, we are getting to disk basic and we are actually reading the files, so this is a very good start. So to back up this, we need to move the files over to some modern medium, and this time we well, one thing at a time. So we will need a software toolkit to do that, and I have wrote one, but at the moment I have it on my cassette. So let's start by executing program from cassette, and I will just hit the play and actually also press the S key, and it is going to take just a little while, about 6 seconds, and we get to the command mode that enables us to do some more stuff with this software. I'm going to give a good introduction to this at some point, but anyway, the thing that we need to do to make a backup, we actually, I've added quite a few commands that start with CMD, and the backup that we are going to make, we are going to put it to folder SVI backup. If we take a look here, I have actually already made few backup disks here, and we just make another one, and we can call it for example, let's call it Spring Spring 87.dsk. Okay, so now we have created the empty disk file, but we still need to put the data in it, and for that we need to run a tool called dump, and I have it on my home directory. So like this. Okay, so Now it is asking me if I want to backup or restore disk, so I am going to backup, and I am going to use the drive 1 because that's the only function in drive that I have. Then it will ask if I have a 40 track or 80 track disk. I select 40 track because this is 40 track disk, and this is supposed to be single-sided disk if I'm correct, so I will select that. After that I just hit a key and it starts to dump the disk. This is going to take a little while, but not too long. This is still bearable, I would say. It has only 40 tracks. So what all of this looks on my laptop, it is looking like this. We have here now the file that we created, and it is writing the sectors to my virtual floppy drive. And here is the drive. Here is the file that we are actually dumping right now. So we are almost done already. We are in track 35 out of 40. So okay, so it went very well. We didn't get any read errors or anything like that, so I suppose it is all okay. We can now then test it. As we can hear and see, the floppy drive is still running. This is one of the things that in SVI Basic are many times altered by users as well. The default motor off time is kind of ridiculous. It takes forever. Luckily this is not, as we can see, this is not the problem on the virtual drive. It has stopped already. And okay, now this has stopped as well. So we can eject the disk, and actually what we can do now is that we can try this dump disk, and to do that I have created the command cmd run, and what it does, it will boot from the disk that we just dumped, and we will drop the basic, and if we take a look, we have all the files, and this is a lot less noisy. And we can, for example, try here I'll try to load one game and then run it, and yeah, seems to work fine. So we seem to have very good copy of the disk, or at least I am expecting it to be very good, because it didn't have any errors or so. Okay, so let's break. I can actually then show you how you can for example, I have taken a few other copies here as well. This floppy drive, this virtual floppy, is actually working pretty much just like the real one. You can eject the disk from there, and if you want to put here, for example, there is this Christmas disk that I already tried before, you can just drop it to the drive and there it goes. And then you can say cmd run, or sorry, can we see something? I don't know if we can see. Now we can at least see something. cmd run, and there we go. This is pretty much as easy as it gets, but actually, yep, there it goes. But yeah, it can actually get even a bit more easy, because if we power off this SVI and put the power on now without any disk, because then it will just boot like any regular SVI-328. It's just without disk basic or anything like it would not exist, this super expander practically. So now it is even we can directly start the disk by loading the cassette program again. And now if we don't press any key, then it is more easy, even because immediately when it finds the disk, it's in drive, it will boot from it, and tada, we will get there. And even though we load from disk, it doesn't take too long to get the actually the virtual disk system up and running. This is pretty easy. So maybe in the next video I'm going to show how to transfer some file, but yeah, for now this should be enough for one video. See you later, guys.